Hi, this is the 13th Wolfman. This is a Midnight Movie Review. The Midnight Movie Review is going to be of Humanoids from the Deep. This movie came out in 1980, I believe it was. And it was produced by Roger Corman, directed by Barbara Peters, starring Cynthia Weintraub, Doug McClure, Vic Morrow, Linda Shane, and a few others. I mean, there's a lot of names that you might not recognize, but you definitely should at least know who Vic Morrow was, if not Doug McClure, you know. Barbara Peters, like I said, directed this movie. Roger Corman went out of his way to, find a woman to do this film. And Corman wanted the creatures in the movie to have kind of a very creepy factor to it. I don't want to give anything away, but when she was asked to do certain scenes, she didn't mind doing the blood and guts, but she had a problem with the nudity. So Corman wound up firing her and replacing her with the second unit director to direct the nudity scenes. And some people say you can tell the difference because of the style that they're filmed in. I actually think they kind of mesh together pretty well. So the movie starts in a little town called Noyo, California. And in Noyo, they're a little fishing town where all these fishermen that are, that's their living. They're upset because of a company wants to come in and put a cannery in the town of Noyo. Vic Morrow's character is a fisherman, but he's like the only one that's for it because he says it'll help the economy and create jobs for other people. But all the other fishermen know one thing: it's going to kill the fishing industry for them because there's not going to be as much to catch because it's just going to get raped, and because everyone's going to be fishing, everyone's going to try and fish, and there's not going to be anything left over for them to do. So they're not too happy with it. When Vic Morrow comes home one day, he finds out that his dog is dead, and he blames it on the local Indian. The Indians don't like the idea of a cannery being in there either, because they feel that it's gonna dig into their legal fishing rights because of a treaty. And they are trying to fight this the legal way with lawyers and red tape. Well, Vic Morrow plays probably the most bigoted man in the world in this movie. He just hates everybody, but he really hates the Indians. And when he finds out that his dog is dead, he blames the local Indian. It's not true, but that's who he blames. Well, it turns out that what's really killing people and stealing people, and a little boy gets taken down underwater, and what's doing all this are humanoids from the deep. This is actually a throwback to the 1950s Creature from the Black Lagoon type of thing. I mean, you could definitely see that was an inspiration for this. I don't want to give too much away about this movie because I really think if you'll watch it, you'll enjoy it, and there are a bunch of little surprises here and there. I definitely say go out, rent it, buy it, have fun with it. This is a Corman classic. Roger Corman is somewhat of an idol of mine. I mean, this guy literally knew how to take no money and turn it into big budget looking films. I mean, they weren't huge budget looking films, but they were big budget looking films. And he did it with a grace. I mean, he knew that people wanted to see two things in the 1970s and 80s, and that were blood and boobs. And he tried to deliver on all parts all the time. Didn't say he did, but he tried to. He started out in the 1950s with AIP. Then he created his own company in 1970, I believe it was, 69 or 70, called New World. sold New World, created Concord. I think it was Concord, or was it New Horizons? One of the two. But he is probably one of the most successful independent filmmakers. He really did start the whole independent filmmaking thing, and he had fun doing it, you know. So I say check this movie out. If you're going to ask me what the chainsaw rating is on this, it is a cheese movie. A lot, you know. The dialogue's not great. The acting is pretty good. I would say when it comes to this movie, I will give it 3 chainsaws. It's an above average film. It's a fun film. I'm not saying it's going to win anybody any Oscars. I'm not going to say, you know, anything like that. But I'm going to say that if you take this movie and you take it home and you put it in the machine and you watch it, you are going to enjoy yourself. That's what I'm saying. So that's my review. This is the 13th Wolfman. I'm on the prowl.